Let's discuss the lessons of the trial now with Geoffrey Robertson QC, and from Rome, Nancy Dell'Olio, a lawyer who is herself no stranger to the British tabloids. Geoffrey Robertson, why do you believe Nigella Lawson has been vilified?
She's certainly been accused of being a drug addict, a habitual criminal, a user of Class A drugs over 10 years. They were the accusations. She wasn't on trial. She was a witness. And I think that the trial does show a concern that British law doesn't protect witnesses enough. We do rely on witnesses to come to court, to give their evidence without fear that they're going to be accused of serious crime. And I think that when witnesses who have only one right, which is to say, I won't answer that question on the ground it will incriminate me. And whenever they say that, everyone thinks they're guilty. So when the witness is accused of very serious crime, I think they should have certain rights, a right to refute the accusation by calling evidence. If they're accused of being a habitual drug addict, calling their GP, maybe cross-examining their accusers. This is what goes on in Europe. This is what happens at our coroner's inquest when someone is accused. It would make trials more a test of truth, and it wouldn't, of course, affect the defendant's rights. We bend over backwards, quite rightly, to uphold the rights of the defendant. But it would allow witnesses who are accused of serious crime some opportunity to answer back, because the judge is concerned with having a fair trial. The prosecution is not concerned with the witness. They're not allowed to take to from their own witnesses. So I think it would be fairer, and it would give more comfort to potential witnesses that they could do their civil duty without being accused of murdering their mother.
Let me bring in Nancy Dell'Olio. What do you think this case says about Britain's celebrity culture, if anything?
Good evening, first of all, and hi, Geoffrey. And I completely agree with what you said. Well, about your question, it's absolutely, well, you have an incredible culture too. You like Nigella, she's been and she is considered a national treasure. And then you have this ability to create these celebrities, this star system, to put everything up, and then you're ready to destroy them, to put everything down. It is absolutely belong to your culture in your country, and this is something that, of course, I feel very sympathetic with Nigella. And of course, this is, I would say to Geoffrey, this is a very specific, particular case that I do absolutely agree with.
Celebrities take no responsibility themselves for their downfall?
And then, of course, they have to tell us. Actually, I think we are doubly responsible, because when you are, where you say celebrities, and I hate these words, is the fact that you have to be aware that you are constantly, you have to play very well the game. The fact that you are constantly in public eyes, if you became a public rule, you are 100% scrutinized. Now, of course, this was a particular case, and being in public again, so many details. The private life, there was nothing. Should not be, but of course, because I'm being quite shocked about the decision of the court, I have to say, well, because I'm not really, we don't know about the motivation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
I think it's a bit early to talk about the downfall of Nigella Lawson. Here she was yes. A witness, she came and gave evidence, she didn't take the fifth, she didn't rely on the right not to incriminate herself. She spoke about using a drug at a time when her husband was dying. I don't think that this was, we've got to be very clear, this was not the trial of Nigella Lawson. And although the media treated it as such, and although she should have had more opportunity to cross-examine her accusers, to call evidence of her innocence of the allegation, which was that she was a drug addict. So I think I think she came out of it rather well, and I would like to think that if we can provide a little more some more rights to witnesses, other people who witness crimes and suffer great embarrassment by going into the witness box, sometimes physical threats. And I'm talking about defense witnesses as well as prosecution witnesses. We've got to assure them that they're going to have their rights, not to have their family life shredded, their privacy invaded. And so that's, I think, the lesson that I hope will come through, that Nigella Lawson was in fact courageous to give evidence. She's not on trial, she hasn't been found guilty. The prosecution simply failed to prove their case beyond reasonable doubt.
Thank you both very much. Thank you.